This is Inside Boulder News Special Report.
Hi, I'm Andrew Barth. Welcome to our fourth and final installment of Inside Boulder News Special Report on the Capital Improvements Program. We're talking about the importance of maintaining existing city facilities and infrastructure and highlighting projects that will receive funding sometime over the next 6 years, as well as others that are still in need of financial support. If you missed any of the previous episodes, all are available on the city's website at bouldercolorado.gov/CIP or boulderchannel8.com. Once again, Comprehensive Planner Chris Meschuk is back to walk us through 2 additional departments. He'll show us where their budget comes from and where the money will be spent in the coming years. This week, Chris takes a tour of 2 of Boulder's most defining departments, Parks and Recreation and Open Space and Mountain Parks. Just as a reminder, Capital Improvements Program projects are generally defined as projects of $50,000 or more that require spending of public funds for the purchase, construction, or replacement of the city's physical assets. Unlike some of the other departments we've visited, much of the work that is done in these 2 areas is usually completed under the watchful eye of residents and visitors. Chris, thanks again for coming.
You're welcome. Thank you for allowing me the time to discuss the need for capital improvements. In Parks and Recreation, capital improvements include the construction, maintenance, and rehabilitation of all of the city parks, recreation centers, Flatirons Golf Course, Boulder Reservoir, and the Pearl Street Mall. Parks and Recreation projects are funded from 3 sources. The first is the Permanent Parks and Recreation Fund, which receives revenue from a portion of the property taxes paid in the city. The second is a portion of sales taxes, which is set to expire in 2015. The last source of revenue is the Lottery Fund, which is money received from state proceeds on lottery ticket sales. Some of the upcoming projects proposed by the Parks and Recreation Department include replacing the bridge at Arrowwood Park, renovating the family gathering place at the Pearl Street Mall, which is 33 years old and in need of safety improvements, and installing a liner at the Scott Carpenter Pool, which has begun to leak. One project slated for funding in the next few years is the Elks Neighborhood Park. Originally part of the Boulder Elks Lodge, the site was chosen to become a neighborhood park and was subsequently purchased in 1999. Design for the 7.9-acre park will begin in 2011. The plans are expected to include a playground and picnic amenities and grass fields for recreation. In addition, the Greenways program has received grant funding from the Safe Routes to Schools program to construct a trail connection along the 4-mile Canyon Creek Greenway from 26th to 28th Street through the park. While the city is excited about these projects, the Parks and Recreation Department has significant needs beyond the current funding. The department has identified some of these needs, which range in size and cost from $60,000 to replace the dock at Coot Lake to $8 million to replace the event center at the Flatirons Golf Course. City parks are just some of the outdoor recreation areas residents and visitors of Boulder have come to expect. Over at Open Space and Mountain Parks, capital improvement projects include the purchase of open space property and the development and maintenance of open space infrastructure, including the trails and trailheads, structures, and habitat restoration. The Open Space and Mountain Parks projects are funded through a portion of the city sales tax and a portion of the lottery funds received from state proceeds on lottery ticket sales. The largest portion of the Open Space Capital Improvements Program is dedicated to the Acquisitions Program, which includes the purchase of open space property, mineral and water rights, and conservation easements. Within the more than 45,000 acres of open space, there are over 144 miles of trails, historic structures, significant habitat, and the associated infrastructure such as trailheads and restrooms that all need care and maintenance. Some of the upcoming projects for the Open Space and Mountain Parks Department include trail restoration and structure rehabilitation projects in the Mountain Backdrop and Flagstaff Road areas, work to parking lots, trailheads, and amenities to our open space system, and water rights acquisitions to ensure adequate stream flows in South Boulder Creek to maintain habitat. A significant area for continued work in 2011 is the South Trail Study Area, which includes the Eldorado Mountain, Dowdy Draw, and Marshall Mesa. Work has been occurring in this area since 2007, resulting in the opportunity to reclaim areas of undesignated trails and to improve and develop new trails in the Marshall Mesa area. This work is important to protect wildlife habitat and the quality of wetlands while continuing to provide a high-quality trail system. That wraps up our departmental tours. I hope they've been helpful, Andrew.
Thanks again, Chris, for your help with the Capital Improvements Program. You provided some great insight, and I can understand why this is vital to keeping Boulder functioning at the level our residents have come to expect. The city understands that there are new buildings and other items that residents would like to see around town. But it's important that we maintain existing infrastructure so that costly repairs are avoided in the future. This is why it's important for you to become involved in the decision process. Boulder residents are encouraged to attend at least one of several upcoming public hearings on the Capital Improvements Program in order to provide feedback on where they think the capital budget should be invested. Visit the program website at bouldercolorado.gov/CIP to see upcoming meeting dates and times and to use the online question comment form. That's all the time we have for the final episode of this special edition of Inside Boulder News. If you missed any episodes or would like to watch this one again, you can see the entire series on the city's website under Channel 8 or Capital Improvements Program. If you'd like to learn more about the program or see the document in its entirety, visit the city's Capital Improvements Program webpage at bouldercolorado.gov/CIP. Remember, you can connect with Inside Boulder News on Facebook by submitting news tips and questions. Just search for City of Boulder Channel 8. That's all for this edition of Inside Boulder News. I'm Andrew Barth.